Michael from CultureShockCollectibles.com and welcome to First Look. On today's show we're going to be checking out one of the most highly anticipated hot toys in recent times, in my opinion anyway. It's none other than everyone's favourite former Jedi, Ahsoka Tano. So, let's dive in and check it out.
Ahsoka Tano is definitely one of the most loved characters in the Star Wars universe, and she's finally getting that hot toy treatment that the character really deserves. Hot Toys, of course, announced that Ahsoka would be the newest addition to their Clone Wars collectible series, with a highly detailed figure that celebrates everything in the show's final season. Hot Toys have described this figure as a dynamic interpretation of the former Jedi during the recently completed season of Clone Wars. The figure is absolutely stunning, so I cannot wait to dive into this one. Let's talk a little bit about the figure itself. It features 28 points of articulation and is specially crafted with authentic styling, featuring the skillfully crafted head sculpt with a stunning likeness to the actual character. And of course it has articulated head tails, specialized body to portray Ahsoka's physique, finely tailored outfit and armor pieces, and of course Ahsoka's iconic lightsabers and a cloak and display base. The figure is going to stand at almost 11.5 inches tall. Obviously Ahsoka wasn't the tallest character, so I think in scale with, let's say, Anakin and some of the other characters from the show, the figure is going to display really well next to those characters. Let's talk a little bit about the head sculpt of this figure. I think Hot Toys have definitely hit this one out of the ballpark. We saw the Hot Toys painter JC post a photo of the head sculpt recently and just had amazing detail, and even the work around the eyes and the sort of eye makeup, so to speak, is spot on. The tattooing or the paint around with the white symbols of her actual race looks fantastic. The lips are spot on as well. Of course, the head tails, which we just mentioned, will be articulated. I think this is an absolutely great feature, as it will help with posing this figure. If they were just two really big, stiff pieces of plastic or even rubber, the articulation in the neck and moving the head around would be a little bit hard, but the fact that you can move them in any direction, I think is going to be a real big plus for this figure. The figure is definitely a real take, I feel, on Ahsoka, with that less sort of cartoony appearance. It may very well resemble what we're going to see in The Mandalorian. That's yet to be seen, but I am looking forward to seeing if there are any sort of slight, similarities between the figure and what we're going to see in The Mandalorian. The only thing that I could say is probably a little bit cartoony about the head sculpt would be those eyes. Obviously Ahsoka had these amazing big eyes, and I'm glad they've actually sort of kept that look while still going with that real appearance in the character. Another thing that is, I don't think it's been officially announced by Hot Toys, and correct me if I am wrong, but going by some of the photos, I feel that the eyes may actually be movable. We have seen this sort of design in the past. I know the Batman Returns figure had the movable eyes, and quite a few other Hot Toys. I think this is an absolutely great feature that does need to be rolled out in pretty much any figure that's not wearing a mask or something like that even, as it really does help with posing and just the general look of the actual figure. So I hope they do stick with that and we do see movable rolling eyes for this figure. Body of this figure, Hot Toys have gone with the seamless style body, much like they did with, let's say, the Wonder Woman figure, which I feel is perfect for this style of figure, especially when they are showing that little bit of skin. And the last thing you want to see are ugly joints on the elbows and the wrists and stuff like that. The only downfall, and I'm sure a lot of collectors will know what I'm talking about here with these seamless bodies, is the deterioration, cracking and peeling. And I think that is seen a lot more when people are posing them in dynamic style poses. So, if you are going to keep this one in a museum style pose, I don't think you're going to have any issues there, but it does sort of take away the fun of the figure a little bit, as there are some awesome poses that you can do with the figure. And the one that I absolutely loved from the promo photos was, of course, the one where she is down on one knee and has the two lightsabers swooshing, we'll call it. So yeah, a little bit worried about that, but we'll have to see the final product and just see how it can be posed. The outfit itself for this figure looks absolutely stunning, and I know in the picture that was taken from Hot Toys Secret Base, some of the tunic looks super vibrant in the blues and that metallic look that's on what I'm guessing would be a pleather style material. The battle damage and weathering on her armor is just absolutely on point and looks fantastic. Looking at the armor above the shoes, they don't seem to be maybe solid pieces. I know we've seen with other Hot Toy figures on top of the boots they have had a material which you do find gathers up and bunches around the ankle area, so hopefully they are just a harder style plastic, similar to the knee armor you can see on the figure. In the promo photos, as I was saying, things do look very metallic-y and very bright, but I think it may just be the lighting that's in that cabinet at Secret Base. I don't think we're going to see that vibrant finish to the actual tunic, but hey, I might be completely wrong. Some of the colors in the promo photo do look slightly different. There is more of a purple to, let's say, her tights. In the Hot Toy Secret Base image, there is a distinctive blue. We'll just have to wait and see. This is obviously a once-off prototype, so it is sort of hard to know how they're going to go with it at the end. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to seeing the final product photos as we get closer to the release and to see which way they do go with it. You can also see that she comes with that hooded poncho, we'll call it, with some great sort of texture to it as well. That was an iconic sort of outfit that she was wearing in one of the final scenes of Clone Wars, where she was looking over all the clone troopers' graves. So that's going to be a really cool way to display her as well. And of course, what Hot Toy would be complete without some really cool accessories? Ahsoka comes with the 3 holographic figures, Master Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Anakin. It looks like she's sort of holding them on obviously a hologram device from the show. I haven't seen that on display at Secret Base, but hopefully they do sort of come with that. She comes with a thermal detonator, also not on display, which is from Secret Base. Looking forward to seeing that one. We also, of course, have her 2 lightsabers, the shorter version when she was a younger Padawan, and of course the larger full-scale blue lightsaber as well. There is the 2 swooshing effects for each saber. Can't say I've been a huge fan of these swooshing effects, but after seeing some of the poses in the promotional photos where she has the 2 sabers and one's sort of behind her back as well, that looks absolutely wicked and definitely a pose that I will look at doing. The figure comes, of course, with the interchangeable hands. We've got a few that are sort of force pushing poses. We've got the clenched fists, of course, for holding the sabers, and the figure also comes with a pretty standard, a little bit boring display base. Sort of looks a little bit Death Star-ish, or maybe from a cruiser or something like that. But the thing about the stand that was a little bit, not worrying, I mean, it's not a big deal, but I felt that it was just a standard style of stand where it has the 2 clamps that sort of grab around the waist. Doesn't look the best. You can see it, of course, on the figure that is on display at Secret Base. I was hoping more of a sort of a dynamic stand that you do see with some of the figures, much like Doctor Strange and any of those figures that sort of can float and stuff like that. I think it would be a cool addition for posing and just sort of the jumping in the air style of poses, but we'll wait and see what comes with it. That may just be the style of stand they decide to use for displaying it at Secret Base. So fingers crossed we do get a bit of a better stand on the final product. One cool thing that I picked up on when looking at the promo photos was the image of Ahsoka fighting Darth Maul. Is this a teaser? I certainly hope so. I'd love to see a Darth Maul Clone Wars version. You can see, of course, in that picture, and I know you can't see a hell of a lot of the figure, but you've got the robotic legs, and the head sculpt seems to be a little bit more Clone War-y, opposed to, let's say, them just grabbing the, Solo movie Darth Maul or the Phantom Menace Darth Maul and throwing him on display as part of the promo shots. So fingers crossed that we do see a Clone Wars Darth Maul, which would be an awesome addition to the Clone Wars series. We also see, of course, the Master Yoda hologram, which is one of the accessories that comes with Ahsoka. So hopefully that's another indication, be it a small one, that we may see a Master Yoda Clone War adaptation, which would be super awesome. We have also seen promo photos of the Obi-Wan figure, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of that hopefully soon. I think Hot Toys are building on a great series here with the Clone Wars saga, and we definitely would love to see more of these figures be released. We all know that in the Asian markets, the Marvel figures have been absolutely massive. That's probably why we keep seeing the Iron Man figures being released and those sort of figures. But now that Endgame, of course, has sort of come and gone, hopefully we do see Hot Toys start to concentrate on some of these other franchises and other, branches of those franchises, being Clone Wars and stuff like that. But I think as collectors, we need to get out there and show Hot Toys that these are the figures we want. We know people are always saying, hey, I'd love to have an Ahsoka figure. Well, here it is, and this is our chance to get out there, pre-order and secure these figures and show Hot Toys that these are the type of figures that us collectors would love to see. So to wrap it up for first look, I'm absolutely pumped for this figure. I said to myself when I saw the Anakin figure, look, that is awesome, but I am not going to collect the Clone Wars figures. Then Ahsoka comes along and I decided to get high off my own supply and pre-order myself Anakin, the Clone Troopers, Captain Rex, and Ahsoka. So I went back on what I was going to say. I'm absolutely pumped for this line and can't wait to see what it brings. So it's going to be a bit of a wait. This figure isn't due for quite some time. It's not due until the end of 2021, which in Australia means we probably won't see it to 2022. But I think the wait's definitely going to be worth it, and I can't wait to see some final product images.
Alright guys, that about wraps it up for today's show. I hope you've enjoyed taking a first look at the Ahsoka Tano Hot Toy. The wait is definitely on for this figure. It does not get released in Australia until the end of November 2021. In the meantime, you can definitely pre-order at cultureshockcollectibles.com. The link is in the description below. And if you like what you've seen on first look, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll be filming a hell of a lot more of these videos, as well as Culture Shock news, so be sure to check them out. Until next time, stay safe.